A bull market has been growing ever since the start of the election, but is this just the beginning? Here to break down where we're headed is MarketBeat guest Chris Rowe with True Market Insiders. Chris, so glad you could be with us today.
Thanks for having me, Bridget.
Yeah, so let's talk about, start off today with where the stock market is right now. What's been happening?
Well, we're talking about large cap stocks or small cap stocks. Right now, we're at highs and breaking new highs, but the euphoria has yet to even begin. And when you reach that euphoric stage, it lasts for about a year. So what we're doing right now is we're entering into, this is just the beginning. We're entering into the next phase, the strongest phase of the bull market. We've already missed the bottom. We've climbed a wall of worry, and that's typical for a cycle. Once you remove the big scary problems one by one, the market continues to move higher. And then after that, we go into market mania, where people stop thinking about valuation. They only want to avoid missing the next big winner. So we've just entered that phase for large caps and small caps.
So yeah, one of that areas that we're seeing people jumping into now more than others recently is the small cap industry. Talk about how much growth we're seeing in that sector.
So small caps, IWM is the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index fund. So if anybody just wants to buy the stock market right now, I would suggest buying the small cap stock market. So you have a diversified, fairly equally weighted index, as opposed to the S&P 500, which are basically buying mega cap tech stocks. Instead, being this very diversified IWM. I know it's kind of a basic idea, but I think most people are going to be focusing on the wrong things. They're going to be focusing on yesterday's stories, which are the big giant companies, the Magnificent Seven. And not only do I think that's over with for a while, but I think that might be the one bearish pocket of the stock market.
Interesting. Well, outside of the stock market, another area seeing a big bull run right now is cryptocurrency. Talk about what's
Yes.
going on in the crypto market.
Well, you've got the benchmark, of course, Bitcoin breaking highs. Now, something to notice about the stock market, look at it in the context of the election. Anytime you want to look at what's strong and likely to continue to be strong for the next couple of years, just look at what happened from November 6th to November 7th and look at what the biggest gainers were. The key is to be in the strongest areas of the market. Bitcoin exploded to the upside as soon as Trump was elected. He branded himself as a crypto-friendly president. He took donations, not donations, campaign contributions, in the form of Bitcoin, in the form of Ethereum. And he's also surrounding himself with very pro-crypto people, obviously, like Elon Musk.
You mentioned Elon Musk is one of Trump's main advisors right now and through the election, and we're seeing that pay out in some of his different stocks, including Tesla and even Dogecoin, both doing really well right now.
Yeah, Tesla, another stock that absolutely exploded right after the election. So the stock traded from 248. Within a couple of days, it was up at 348. It just shows what Tesla's going to be doing over the next couple of years. If you look at Dogecoin, it doubled immediately after Trump was elected, and it tripled just in the last month alone. You think about how Elon Musk bought out Twitter. I don't know if Trump would have gotten elected had Elon Musk not bought out and opened up Twitter.
Yeah, Elon has made quite a few big investment moves over the years, and I'm sure has plenty of more to come. If you want to see a free premium report on MarketBeat called Elon Musk's Next Move and How to Invest in It, click on the link below in the description or scan the QR code for that full premium report. I know you mentioned whatever was big right away, right after the election, is what's going to continue to see the biggest bull market in the next 4 years. What are some of the industries that we saw really with an uptick right away?
The financial sector, bottom line. So you have the financial sector that everybody knows, and that's XLF. But that's the large cap S&P biggest financial companies in the planet, and that's picked out of an index of 500 stocks. But if you just look across the entire market, you have the insurance companies, you got Wall Street sector, you got S&Ls, you got banks, you got finance. So all parts of the financial sector shot right up to the top. The number one strongest were banks. So investing in banks, bank ETFs, I think if you just buy that with your eyes closed and two hands tied behind your back, you're going to outperform the market handily. I think if you don't have exposure to financials, you're absolutely doing the wrong thing in the stock market right now.
Like you said, there's a lot of great sentiment about the stock market and the future of the economy right now, but there is some risk as well and some things to consider. Where does some of those risks or questions lie with a Trump economy in the future?
I imagine that even if we had a bad economy, I think we'd still have a bull market just because of the supply demand factor. We saw money come into the US stock market last year in a way that we haven't seen since the first half of 2009. That was right after the 2008 collapse, right? So we haven't seen this much money move out of fixed income, out of currencies, out of other asset classes, and into US equities since that first half of 2009. We saw that just last year. So there's a lot of money that moved into the stock market quietly before the election. And I think there's a lot of pent up energy. They wanted to know who was going to be elected before they actually started piling in and moving stocks higher. So I think that a lot of what you're going to see in the explosive nature of the stock market that I think that we're about to witness is going to be just pent up energy that it's kind of been a wait and see game for the last year. Nobody knew for sure if Trump was going to get elected. And as soon as he did, you just saw a lot of what they've been waiting for, basically. If something negative happens and that affects the stock market negatively, I think you want to get in there and buy. You could look at it this way. If something horrible happens and it causes the stock market to suddenly jolt much lower, at least something good is happening because it's giving you a buying opportunity.
That's a good way to look at it. I do feel like a lot of what you've been saying so far has kind of been building towards really one direction, and that's a strong bull market ahead.
If you think about everything that we discussed today, they're all components of a story that's a little more cohesive. So if we put it all together, think about it like this. You have yesterday and then you have tomorrow, right? Yesterday's market was pre-Trump. Yesterday's market was Nvidia and Microsoft and Google and the Magnificent Seven. It's a new day. And one of the biggest reasons that individual investors underperform the market is because they get stuck in the old story. So I think what everybody needs to do right now is just make sure it's very simple. You don't need lots and lots of indicators. You don't need all sorts of different news. You don't have to crunch numbers. It's very, very simple because the market tips its hand every time a president gets elected and it tells you what it's going to do for the next couple of years. So get in the strongest sectors, get into cryptocurrency. I strongly recommend getting into at least Bitcoin, Solana, Avalanche. Solana SOL is one that's probably going to multiply 4 times just over the next year. It's a real coin. It's not one of these meme coins. Y'all have to look into it. Bank stocks, financials. You want to be in the strongest areas of the stock market. So as we move into this next phase and you begin to feel that sense of euphoria, you're well positioned in what is going to be tomorrow's leaders. Like, I'm telling you that financials will be tomorrow's leaders. If you want to position yourself in that and Bitcoin. And if you look at the pro-business cabinet, if you look at Elon Musk, Donald Trump, you look at the U.S. Treasury Secretary, everybody is a business person or a money manager, right? They're on your side. It's all systems are a go right now. So buy the dips. Consider that we're not even close to a market mania. We're not even close to the euphoric stage of the stock market. That's ahead. That's just beginning right now. So I think people are going to really start to see that going into the holiday season. You know, the stock market's generally very strong throughout November and December. And if you look at what happened last time Trump got elected, the market absolutely ripped higher while everybody was at home opening gifts, you know, not participating in the market. You want to stay plugged into this market. It's going to be a lot of great opportunities. And I wouldn't wait for a pullback. I'd get into your favorite stocks, the strongest sectors of the market right now. Don't stop paying attention to the market, all right? Keep your eyes glued to the market because you're going to see some of the biggest profit opportunities just in the next month that you're going to see for the next 12 months. So don't take your eye off the ball. This is not the time to do it.
Some really great advice, Chris, for investors to consider and look forward to over the next few weeks is, again, like you said, the market is going to see a lot more moves. Where can people and our viewers find more of your advice and information from your company?
I'll keep it simple. If you just go to chrisrowe.io, chrisrowe.io, you'll see I post a video there almost every day. You'll find a lot of information about me at chrisrowe.io, and you can take it from there.
Well, thank you again for your time today and for sharing some great information with our investors. And thank you for watching MarketBeat. You can find more videos just like this one on many different stocks and topics on our channel. As always, thanks for watching and happy investing.